And good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports. Tonight from East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, it's boys basketball with the Bears hosting Hightstown in a Central Jersey Group 4 game. Hi, I'm Jimmy Allinder and being joined by Phil Hill tonight for this opening round game in Central Jersey Group 4. Phil, we have a nice crowd and East Brunswick's coming off a loss to John F. Kennedy in the GMC tournament. What are they going to need tonight to rebound?
They just need to play their game. What happened in the game against John F. Kennedy, you saw it, Jim. They did not play their game. They had come off a big win, beating Perth Amboy rather handily, and they just did not play their game. Reisner, Norfolk were on, and they were being boxed out. They're creating turnovers, causing turnovers, I should say, and they just did not play their game. If they come out and play their game today, they shouldn't have any problem.
Phil, something we've noted is that when Mike Reisner and Dave Fertig are on, East Brunswick is really a team to contend with, as we noted in that upset win against Perth Amboy.
Rightfully so. They are the two keys, the two co-captains there, and they're the scorers. They're the scorers, and as your scores go, that's the way you go. Rebounders can make a big difference, but you got to have people to put that ball down, and if they're off, your team's going to be off. Okay,
Hightstown, the Colonial Conference, I believe, Mercer County team. They come in, I believe, with a 14-8 record, and they are the 10th seed in Central Jersey Group 4.
10th seed, but a little deceiving, Jim. Don't fall for it. As you said, the Colonial Conference, that is the big deal there. When you talk about the Colonial Conference, you're talking about teams like Trenton, McCorston, and so forth, so that tells you something right away. They play in tough competition. They have some excellent ball players themselves. They'll come out tonight. They want to continue their season, so I expect a good game.
And anybody we can watch for on Hightstown?
They have a number of players here. They got a senior young man by the name of James Parrish, number 23, 6'1", and he's a guard, handles the ball rather well. And then they have another guy, Harv Brown, 6'4", center. He's averaging about 16.5 points per game, and quite a few other players. All the players can play, Jim. You don't get this far not being able to play, so you're going to see an exciting game.
Okay, and that's what we're going to look for tonight in this Central Jersey Group 4 opening state round game, and we will be about ready to bring the action in just a moment. Okay, we're about ready to begin. Before the game, though, we're having the introduction of the players. As you see, Hightstown being introduced. That's 23, James Parrish, the one Phil said for us to watch, outside shooter. 25, Harv Brown, the center, followed by Leighton Parrish, number 22. Phil Sitton, number 11, and Rod Nadelman, number 24. East Brunswick about to be introduced. This is the final home game for some seniors, notably Dave Fertig and Josh Westrate. Mike Reisner, number 20, being introduced. He, of course, is the leading scorer for East Brunswick, averaging 16 points a game, followed by R.J. Davis, number 23. Dave Fertig playing his final game, number 24, a senior. Dave Beck making a start tonight, number 41. And we noted that, Phil. Dave Beck really aggressive in the last couple of games.
I'll tell you, the way Dave Beck played against Kennedy, he deserves a start.
Right, and 34, Andy Raska, rounding out the final starting five for East Brunswick. So, aside from Fertig, you have all underclassmen here for East Brunswick. And the final preparations in this Central Jersey Group 4 tournament game, opening game, and this is it for one team tonight.
Well, I tell you, I tried to speak to the Hightstown coach, Ray Clark, who is a character, I tell you, and he says we'll do whatever we have to do. He wouldn't be specific, but he says they do a little bit of everything, but they adjust to whatever the other team seems to be doing.
Okay, East Brunswick breaks the huddle and comes out now for the opening tap. Beck, of course, will be jumping against the smaller Brown. And we're about ready to get underway here. East Brunswick, Hightstown. And Hightstown controls the tap. That's Parrish, James Parrish, over to Leighton Parrish. And East Brunswick loses rebound. Parrish again from the outside, three-pointer, and he hits. And Hightstown out to a 3-0 lead.
And they're pressing, Jim. Full court press all over the court.
Reisner, he puts it up. And it's a 3-2 score. Hightstown out in front of East Brunswick. That's Phil Sitton bringing up the ball. Leighton Parrish, Sitton. That's Nadelman.
He traveled.
What kind of zone was that, Phil? Did you catch that zone?
It appeared to be a 2-1-2, Jim. It's Phil Sitton would take an extra step right there.
Okay, R.J. Davis bringing up the ball. And it's a token press here by Hightstown, but it falls into a trap. Davis looking around the perimeter. Reisner way outside, three-pointer. But Dave Beck gets the rebound. Strong move to the basket. And as we noted, we've seen something from him, and you saw it there.
He stamped himself as a player in that GMC game against Kennedy, and I think you're going to hear Dave Beck's name for a while to come for East Brunswick.
So the Bears jump out to their first lead, 4-3. We have 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go, first period. East Brunswick Hightstown, Central Jersey Group 4. Parrish puts it up, off balance, in and out. Beck, no rebound. And he stands his ground and gets the board.
Whew, David Beck.
We're looking at it. There's Reisner again. Davis, here's Fertig, his first shot.
Short.
Misses everything.
And we got to hope Fertig gets on. He was not on the last time we saw him play against Kennedy. We got to hope that he gets his eye back. They're going to need it today.
Hightstown moving around the ball. That's Sitton. Another small player. Parrish over to Nadelman.
Bears in a 1-2-2 now, Jim.
So they're switching. Sitton penetrates, puts it up. And Josh Westrate with the rebound. Here's Fertig. Stops and shoots. In and out. And he misses his first two shots. Here comes Hightstown once again. That's Parrish with a spin move. And both teams cold, so to speak.
I'll tell you, Beck with the rebound, and he traveled.
Called him for travel.
I'll tell you, Lance Parrish took the rebound off the opposite board, brought the ball all the way down, didn't let anyone else touch it, did a turnaround jump shot and missed it.
This is Leighton Parrish. In and out again, but Brown gets the rebound, picked off by Westrate. Here comes East Brunswick. Fertig has an open shot. And it's in.
I'll tell you, the dish and switch, the dish by Davis and the switch by Fertig.
And East Brunswick comes out running. And Coach Bo Henning did say, by the way, East Brunswick's up 6-3 here. The action's hot. That they felt that they were going to be able to shoot well tonight. Defense is what they were concerned about. Inside move to Brown, and Fertig makes the good defensive play. This is late. James Parrish tries to push it inside, but we got a foul. And they're going to call an offensive foul. I think they're going to get Harv Brown for pushing off.
Right.
And I believe that's first foul of the game for either club. And so East Brunswick will inbound. R.J. Davis bringing up the ball.
And Hightstown has gone to man now.
Okay. Reisner.
Parrish on the foul.
All right, Reisner with that quick step, able to get around Parrish, and James tried to make up with it, but was called for the hip. So that's second team foul for Hightstown. East Brunswick to inbound. They are up 6-3, 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go, first period. We are just underway here. Davis to Reisner. Fertig sees Davis in the corner.
Davis had the three, did not take it.
And a nice screen by Beck. But Davis couldn't can it. And here comes James Parrish. He looks like he's going to take it.
And he's short.
Reisner let him have it, Phil. There's Reisner. He likes this shot. And it's in. And East Brunswick out to an 8-3 lead.
You got to like the movement that the Bears are showing early on.
They really are. They're doing it inside and outside.
Bears with the press on now themselves.
Okay, Brown has it open underneath, but the ball goes off Nadelman. Can't save it.
And it's the Bears' ball.
Runs into a fan over there. And so that press had something to do with the turnover.
That's for sure. Hightstown in the man-to-man.
Westrate with the ball. And there's Fertig way outside. Three-pointer. Misses. Beck was moving inside, but the ball took just a large bounce, and it went right over everybody. So Hightstown will bring up the ball, looking to narrow the 8-3 deficit that they have. We have about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first period. Nadelman. James Parrish. And I think they're going to call Fertig here. Okay, Fertig picking up the foul. Parrish got around him.
Calling the game rather close early on, Jim.
There's Parrish. Boy, he really didn't have a shot there.
Ooh, Beck with a block.
Wow. Good follow-up by James Parrish.
Parrish puts it back up.
And so Hightstown now 8-5. Ball lost, and there's the turnover. Watch this one.
Blocked!
Blocked by Fertig. And they're going to call a foul on Reisner. What a sequence.
I'll tell you, Fertig came out of nowhere. That was a short 2 points. Fertig came out of nowhere with a tremendous block, and Reisner came up with the foul a little later on, but a super block by Dave Fertig.
And we will see our first substitutions. Ryan Daly, number 12, and Andy Raska coming in. Beck will take a rest, as will Fertig.
And you got to expect this, Jim, because there's going to be a lot of running tonight, so you got to give your starters a breather early on.
And stolen by Davis on the inbounds, and they're going to call a foul on Leighton.
Well, we have the upbeat tempo early, James, and
it's going to be hard to keep track of this one, I'll tell you what. This is state tournament basketball. I've seen it before. It just works this way. All right, Daly lofts up past the Westrate inside. There's Andy Raska. He likes that area too. But it doesn't fall, and Hightstown gets the rebound. Brown, the center, out with the ball. Way outside Parrish. And he's been off so far,
wow.
Phil.
He's off. He must have a license to shoot at any time, though.
Ryan
He's put
Daly.
out everything.
Daly puts it up off the rim. Again, one shot for East Brunswick.
Nice move by Daly. The ball just didn't go down.
Inside to Brown. He gets around Westrate. Nice move.
Good move, Brown.
And thus the score is 8-7. East Brunswick with the lead. Reisner has an opening, sees Westrate, misses everything, but Raska gets the rebound, puts it up and in. Andy Raska, his first 2 points. East Brunswick up 10-7. I can't talk fast enough. A minute 30 left to go in the first period. East Brunswick over Hightstown.
Almost a still.
Sitting with the ball. Pass inside, but it's picked off by Reisner. Here he comes. Davis up. Misses everything. There's Brown. He drives. Off the rim. Boy, he's got long arms, doesn't he? And Hightstown sets up again. (10-7) East Brunswick. 1 minute to go, first period. This is the man-to-man, Phil. Parrish tries to get inside. Boy, falls in. That's Leighton Parrish with his first 2 points, and East Brunswick 10-9. Ryan Daly. Raska doesn't hesitate. 30 seconds left to go. And I think they're going to get Leighton for taking that first step before he put the ball down.
Okay, and I don't think Bo is terribly pleased with the patience that that the Bears are showing. You can run, but you still got to take good shots, and I think they put up the shots just a little sooner than Bo would like.
All right, Beck back in the game. Pete Forte, 35, sees his first action. Fertig back in for Reisner. And boy, there are going to be a lot of bodies here tonight. Fertig. Bounce pass inside. Raska gets it, but Beck with a strong rebound. And it falls in. And East Brunswick 12-9 with 13 seconds left to go first period. Oh, and they're going to get Fertig on his second foul. Again, you don't want to see that with just that amount of time left.
I'll tell you, the officials calling a very close game right now.
Reisner will quickly go in for Dave Fertig. Bohenning not wanting to risk that third foul with just the first period about ready to go. Sitton drives. Way off the mark. Beck rebound, that'll be it. First period comes to a close with East Brunswick and a fast-paced first period, 12-9. And boy, I'll tell you what, we're going to be out of breath before this one's over.
And that's why you're going to see a lot of substitution, because they are up and down the court here.
Okay, Bohenning has again agreed to wear the remote mic, and I think we're going to go in there and listen to him talk.
Against any type of their pressure that they're running against you, I want you to attack it. Do you hear me? It looks like it's a diamond to me. It looks like a diamond. So we should be sliders, right? We should be sliders. Opposite man coming middle. When the ball goes there, let's take it at the basket. Now, if you're the four-man who's deep, right, you stretch the defense all the way and try and stay opposite the ball. So we have a 2-on-1 coming down, okay? Try and stay opposite the ball. Andy, that's you in this case. Against their half-court trap, I want the four-man in the middle of the floor. 1 and 2, make sure you reverse it at least once. They're going to try and steal that long pass, so be careful with the pass from here to that corner, okay? Reverse it once in a while.
Okay, Phil.
I'll tell you, well, you heard Bohenning there, and he suggested that they were running a diamond and 2 against the Bears there, meaning basically the diamond, a zone, and putting pressure on the 2 top shooters there. Right. We'll take a look for that and see if that's happening.
And Henning spent all his time talking defense. So we start the second period. East Brunswick up 12-9, and they have the possession. That's Forte inside to Beck. Dave makes a move to the basket and puts it in. We have not seen Dave Beck like this all season long.
He's become a story, and we knew it before we got here tonight.
14-9 East Brunswick. That matches their biggest margin of the night. Just underway second period, 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Good hand by Daly. The Bears are back in the zone defense right now.
And boy, having the luxury of Daly being able to play tonight gives another Bear player a rest. Parrish drives. Strong move with the left hand. And he has 6-7 points, believe me. 14-11 East Brunswick. Forte. And here's a trap.
Presses back on.
Nice pass.
Three-pointer.
Reisner, swish. So East Brunswick answers. And they are up 17-11.
And that will back them off that trapping defense quickly if he can hit that.
Sitton looks to make the first move. Forte on him. James Parrish over to Leighton Parrish. Inside, but there's Brown, and he is fouled. Right. So Harv Brown picks up the loose ball and brings Hightstown closer, 17-13. Herb Brown will go on the line.
And as we said, he comes in this game averaging nearly 17 points a game, so he knows how to put it down. Dave Beck contesting him there and drew the foul and committed the foul.
And I have to think that, well, that's the 5th point by Harv Brown, but Dave Beck has done a rather good job on harnessing Harv Brown. You got to keep him in the game, though. Okay, here we go. Daly. That's Pete Forte. Reisner, he feels it tonight. You can see it. In and out. (17-14) East Brunswick. We have a nice crowd here for this state tournament game. Parrish, James Parrish. And it's slapped away, but Harv Brown gets the rebound, in and out. Nadelman gets it, and he puts it back in. It rolls out. Forte somehow comes away with it. And here they come. There's a pass to Raska. Whoa. And he tried to get it inside to Daly, but I don't think Ryan was looking for it.
Definitely not.
There's Harv Brown coming out. And let's see, nice save.
Good hands by Peter Forte.
I thought that ball was going out, but James Parrish, boy, he's a quick player. Weststrait will come in for East Brunswick. And Rasko will take a rest.
Bears content to stay in that zone, Jim.
Well, Hightstown hasn't been exactly too successful from the outside tonight. They've been getting a lot of their points inside. There's Parrish. And there you can see. Ryan pushes it up to Weststrait. Gives it to Beck. Ooh, a little too strong, but he gets his own rebound. Won't go. Forte is underneath, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession to Hightstown. So they will retain possession of the ball.
Once again, Beck did not get the ball down, but you had to like his motion on there. He's involved in every aspect of the play.
Wade Parrish. Sitting underneath. Hightstown a little more patient now.
I'll tell you, the Bears zone seems to be very effective.
Parrish moves inside, a little short. Reisner with the rebound. There's Daly open underneath. Good bounce pass, but Ryan couldn't hold on to it. But he gets it out, hits Forte, in. Pete Forte with his first 2-pointer of the evening, and East Brunswick now moves up 19-14. They're clinging to that 5 3-point lead, Phil. 4.5 minutes left to go in the second period. Sets up. And
we're going to call Weststrait on the foul, reaching in, number 44.
And I believe that's the 15th foul for East Brunswick, so I think it's going to be a 1-on-1 situation here. Harv Brown going to the line, and Ryan Daly sits down, and Ted Kartzman comes in.
I'll tell you, Daly did a nice job while he was in there.
And Brown hits the first shot of the 1-on-1. Makes the score 19-15, East Brunswick. Second one good. Hightstown whittles it down to 3 points again, 19-16. East Brunswick breaks the press. Here comes Kartzman and elects to pass it to Reisner. But Parrish came up to make the stop.
And the Bears will maintain control of the ball.
There's Beck to Forte. Reisner has to save it. Kartzman, Weststrait. East Brunswick moving it around. There it's inside to Beck, and he puts it in. Dave Beck has 8 points. And what do we got here?
A turnover.
Okay, looks like Hightstown.
They stepped on the inbound line too sooner.
And a timeout called, and I think Ray Clark is going to take another look. Who is this Dave Beck?
Jim, and it happens every now and then. You and I were both there at Rutgers, at Middlesex County College, rather, when Dave Beck came alive against Kennedy. And we talked about it before we walked in this building here. And you wrote a nice piece on it, as a matter of fact, that he's just become a different ball player. And ladies and gentlemen, you're getting to see it now.
Really?
Dave Beck is a junior. He has another year, of course, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. East Brunswick Bears have a lot of players coming back next year, and he's going to be an integral part of that team. Interesting
story that Bo Henning was telling me before the game, that during a recent practice, he got on Dave Beck's case. Really started yelling at him in a big way, which is unlike Bo Henning,
right,
as we know.
Right.
And Bo went up to him and asked him, "What do you think about that, Dave?" He says, "Didn't feel good at all." He says, "Well, if you play hard like I know you can, I won't have to do that anymore." So maybe that has lit the fire under Dave Beck.
Sounds like what I tell my son.
Okay, Reisner inbounds at East Brunswick 21-16. 3.5 minutes left to go in the second period. That ball is stolen. Parrish, he comes in. Boy, what a strong move that was.
James Parrish, what a ball player. You saw him snatch that ball out of the air, drive down the court under control, lay it up with his left hand, get fouled, and now trying to make the three-point play.
And that brings Hightstown to 21-18. Parrish looking to bring the margin to 2. He does. And James Parrish has 10 points.
Timeout? No.
Oh, you thought that Clark was going to, excuse me, Beck. Here's the press. Nice, very nice. Whoops. Dave Beck almost loses the handle. Forte. Hartzman blocked, but Beck gets the rebound. No foul. Forte puts it up and in. Boy, Pete Forte has been in underneath the action there, huh?
And another turnover by Hightstown. They're stepping on the inline. That's the second time you've done that. If you're a coach, it's going to give you gray hair.
Boy, you don't like to see that. I'm writing down the two-pointer as the inbounds is going in, so I can't quite see it. Reisner looking to inbounds, and he couldn't find anybody, so there's the steal. Parrish, boy, he moves strong. Too strong that time. Beck gets the ball, and they're going to call him for traveling. Move that pivot foot. Davis will re-enter the game. Pete Forte will sit down. And while Forte was in there, he got 4 points.
Nice job by Pete Forte.
He's doing the job. They're sitting. Parrish with the move. Brown follow-up, and it's in. Harv Brown makes the score 23-21. East Brunswick still holding on to the lead. They break the press. Hartzman. Whoa, could have been called for travel in there, I thought. There's Reisner.
Off balance.
Boy, he really was off balance. But look who gets the rebound, Weststraight. Strong.
Up too hard, snatched down with one hand by James Parrish.
Parrish having his troubles holding on the ball. Fertig set to come back in. He has 2 fouls. He sat down for most of the second period. Parrish, 3 out, and Reisner gets the rebound. Mike brings it up. Pote. There's Davis. And he hits his first 2. And East Brunswick again with a 4-point lead, 25-21. We have but a minute 50 left to go in the second period. This is East Brunswick versus Hightstown, Central Jersey Group 4 state tournament game.
Bears still in the zone.
Pick by Davis. And we will see substitutions for East Brunswick. Beck will sit, as will Reisner.
And as Fertig comes in the game, Bo tells him to play smart.
Hightstown moving around the ball. Nadelman sits, and there's James Parrish. He likes to shoot. Harv Brown out again to Parrish. Into Brown.
Good move.
Whoa.
Good move.
And left Andy Raskin in his sneakers.
I'll tell you, just a fine move by Brown.
There's Kartzman. Fertig. Out again to Davis. Almost stolen by Sitton. Underneath.
Kicked.
I think it was kicked. Okay. And I'll tell you what, you can sweat just watching this game.
I'll tell you, Harv Brown with a super move down the other end of the court.
And we will find Reisner coming back in after a brief rest. Ted Kartzman will sit down.
And if you're Bo Henning, you want Dave Fertig to hit that first shot. You want him to put one down because you know if he gets on, he's going to carry through.
Have we seen any substitutions for Hightstown yet?
Very limited.
I don't know of any, quite frankly.
I think you're right.
Raska, and I think they're going to get Reisner for reaching in on that. And Mike picks up his second foul. So there's just 46 seconds left to go. We have a one-on-one situation. And here we see our substitutions.
And you have Leighton Parrish about to go to the line, and Leighton Parrish is James Parrish's younger brother. So
okay,
the Parishes are representing Hightstown tonight.
One-on-one here, and Parrish sinks these, and we have a tie ball game. East Brunswick's up 25-23. In. So Layton will look to tie it up. A couple substitutions for Hightstown. Number 10, Brian Chester, enters the game. And that ball's out, so East Brunswick still has the lead, 25-24. 40 seconds left to go. Raska, and they're going to call steps. And he's off tonight, Phil. Just no doubt about it.
Well, I don't think he's so much off as that he just hasn't gotten in the game. Neither has Dave Fertig, so a good sign for the second half.
So Hightstown will, down by 1 point, could take the lead here. And appears to be holding for one shot. East Brunswick letting him. Sitting.
And Sitton is a true floor general. He doesn't look to shoot at all. He looks to set up everyone else.
And there's the one you got to watch for to shoot, I would suspect, or someone getting it into Brown.
And as soon as I said it, he puts
Bingo.
it up.
Huh? How about that? 3 seconds, 2.
RJ.
Ooh, off the rim. So off that last couple second shot by Sitton, Hightstown gets the lead and will go off at halftime, leading 26-25. Wow, that was a fast-paced
I'll tell you,
first half.
fast-paced, exciting half, and you got to believe the second half's only going to be better. Again, for the Bears, a few of the players haven't gotten in the game yet. A big plus for him is Dave Fertig has not warmed up yet. We gotta hope Dave does, because he's such, as we pointed out before, an important part of this Bear team, and he can make a difference if he's hitting.
Okay, so there we have it, 26-25 Hightstown, 1 point margin at halftime, and we will be back with the second half action in just a moment. Okay, we're back with about a minute left before we begin the second half of this Central Jersey Group 4 state tournament game. East Brunswick pretty much held the lead, Phil, for the better part of that first half, but Hightstown was able to come through. Phil Sutton downing a 2-pointer with 3 seconds left to go. So they're up 26-25. What does East Brunswick have to do?
I think East Brunswick has to continue to play their game. They've been here before. I didn't think they played a bad first half. As I pointed out before, some of their key people weren't in the game at all. You had Dave Fertig, who was on the bench quite a bit. So he has to hit his first basket, and once that happens, he's going to be a big plus. I think they got a box out on that Harv Brown to make sure he doesn't do so much damage. And James Parrish is going to do what he's going to do. He's fancy enough that he's going to hurt you sometimes, but he's also going to hurt his team with some of the shots that he takes. But I don't think you can control him that much. They just got to go out and play their game.
Okay, Parrish, by the way, has 10 points, but he does not lead the scoring. Harv Brown, I believe, has the scoring lead with 11 points. So they have the majority. So other than Phil Sitton's last couple second shots and then Leighton Parrish canning 3, that's been the scoring for Hightstown.
Right.
So you shut down James Parrish and Harv Brown, you shut down Hightstown.
That's correct.
And Dave Beck leading scorer with 8 points for East Brunswick. Mike Reisner with 7. And then you have Fertig with just a 2, Raska 2, R.J. Davis 2, and Pete Forte with 4 points. East Brunswick will inbound the ball to start play here in the second half. As we mentioned, 26-25 Hightstown, Central Jersey Group 4 state tournament game. And here we go. That's Davis. Looks for Fertig, finds him. This is Dave. There's the ball to Beck. Moves around. Can't get it. And they're going to give the ball to Hightstown.
I don't understand that, but
okay, Parrish brings it up. And there's Nadelman with an open shot. Puts it in. And Hightstown's up 28-25. This is Josh Westrate. Over to Fertig, sets up, And he hits.
And that's the basket they want.
There you go.
Dave Fertig hit a three-pointer, I believe, Jim.
Right, and that ties the game, 28-28.
And I said, once you get Dave Fertig in the game, it's a brand-new game.
He, like Reisner, is a streak shooter. Sitting. Makes a quick move. There's Leighton Parrish with a strong rebound, but he doesn't put it in. Hart Brown does, though. And I think they are looking at who? Dave Beck. Reisner, I'm sorry, Mike Reisner.
Foul, right.
And Mike Reisner picks up his third foul. So Harv Brown will go to the line.
They got to box him out.
And it's a two-shot foul. Misses his first. No good on the second one, but Hightstown gets a rebound.
Ooh. They called Josh Weststraight on the foul there. It's one of those.
So Leighton Parrish is going to go to the line. I believe that is a two-shot foul.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a team foul.
Right.
Okay. So Weststraight picks up his second foul. Sitting, looking inside for Harv Brown, as Phil mentioned. He's tough underneath. Sitting has the side cleared out for him. And I think they're going to call it before the shot. Again, R.J. Davis.
And you see Bo Henning up saying, hey, Sitton's using the arm to ward off Davis. The official didn't see it that way, however.
So with just really a minute and a half gone by, East Brunswick picks up 3 quick team fouls. 2 more, and they're over the limit. Leighton Parrish really didn't have the shot. And finally, East Brunswick comes up with a rebound here. Boy, Hightstown all kinds of opportunities.
And they blew him.
28-28. Reisner, quick move. RJ outside for a 3.
Ooh.
Doesn't make it.
Bears have gone back to man, Jim. Good hand by Fertig.
Almost. Oh, and they're going to give it to Fertig.
I'll tell you.
Dave picks up his third. Calling them close, aren't they?
Well, I'll tell you, James Parrish just drew that foul.
And that is a shooting foul. So James Parrish to the line here.
And as you look at James Parrish, Frank Knoppenberger knows about James Parrish. Of course, Parrish played for him in the Garden State games and helped Frank win a gold medal there. So he knows a whole lot about James Parrish.
Sinks them both. So Hightstown goes out to a 30-28 lead. Davis with pressure. Over to Beck. And Fertig elects to let it go out of bounds. So East Brunswick will retain possession at half court. East Brunswick playing it safe. That's Davis with a lot of room. Reisner slapped away.
And foul on Parrish.
Right, and that is just his second foul. First team foul for Hightstown in this third period. 5 minutes, 42 seconds left to go.
Parrish got a bump on the chin as Reisner drove.
All right, there's Beck, and he takes a bounce pass,
Ooh.
but draws the foul. Good strong move, put the ball on the floor. You know, you look at Dave Beck,
He's still
he
growing.
is a growing junior.
He's still growing.
And he hits his first. Ryan Daly coming in will give Dave Fertig a rest. in and out on the second one. So Hightstown still ahead, 30-29.
Bears in the zone, 1-2-2 right now.
So they're switching back and forth. Went to a man before, now they're in the zone. Harv Brown, I think they're going to call him for traveling. Took that first step.
And I'll tell you, you're right. With Bohannon switching up on defenses and whatnot, it's certainly keeping Hightstown off balance. Hightstown pressing now, double teaming Daly.
Daly.
Oh,
great save. Nadelman. And I think they're going to call Beck. Boy, it didn't look like it. Very light on that.
So the double team, the full court press working to Hightstown's advantage this time. Coming up with the big steal and able to draw a foul from it.
Right, not only that, but that's the 5th team foul, so Hightstown will be in the bonus. This is a 2-shot foul. Nadelman sinks the first.
And Rob Nadelman is a 6'1" junior for Hightstown, so he'll be back next year.
No good on the second shot. So Hightstown's 31-29 lead. Weststraight over to Daly. He's going to take a 3-pointer, and he hits. Ryan Daly, not known for his outside shooting as far as we know, Phil.
Ryan Daly transferred from St. Joseph, and he's paying off right now for the Bears.
And East Brunswick leads 32-31. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third period. Inside. And what do we got here? Well, Weststraight stood his ground, and that was all enough for Harv Brown to take a step, and he's called for traveling.
Give Reisner some credit there. Full court press is on right now by the Rams. Okay, good call by Dave Beck.
All right, Beck calls a timeout. Told the official didn't blow the whistle as he normally does. Okay, I think we're about ready, and let's go in and listen into Bohannon.
Two-man on. Far side. He's here. 3-man over here. 5-man taking it out, okay? 1 man will get some depth, try and get open. 2 seconds into it, if he cannot get open, then we're coming. Then we're coming down to help us get it in, okay? Get to your spots, for Christ's sake. We got guys on the wrong side of the court. All right, now, against their box and 1, you can go motion high, you can go motion exchange, all right? The ball can go inside against it all night. After you screen down, postmen, post up right away. RJ, instead of going to the wing all the time, right, you dribble here, instead of throwing it to the wing, directly in. Directly in. All right, come on, let's go. It's 52. It's 52.
Okay, Phil, Bohanning's a little emotional.
He's a little emotional. Why not? This is a big game here. He's trying to get his troops into the game. You know, basketball, is not a complex game. You have codes to point out certain things, but it's a fairly simple game.
Okay, Davis gets it to Beck. East Brunswick looking to break it. They do. Reisner. Wow. And dishes off to Weststraight, who puts it in.
And half of the people in this place thought Reisner walked, but no call.
And that was the Hightstown fans. 34-31. East Brunswick now with a 3-point lead. They've come back from a 3-point deficit to score the last 6 points. Parrish, and wasn't there. Ryan Daly pushes it up. Boy, look at him go. Okay, it's off Ryan Daly's arm.
Ryan Daly, good movement down the court. Did not see Reiser out on the wing.
Daly to Davis. There's Mike Reisner. He's open.
3.
Not good.
And Brown with the big rebound.
Yeah, they needed that one. That would have been a big 3-pointer, too. Look at him move. Whoa! And they call the foul out here, I believe.
Basket's good, Jim.
And who do we have this foul on?
Davis, I believe, 23.
Okay. Boy, that was a continuation from almost outside the 3-point line.
Acceleration by James Parrish. Such a quick, fast first step, and he just takes off.
I believe that foul was on Beck. He only picks up his second. Free throw is missed by Hightstown, so East Brunswick still has a 1-point margin. Great pass to Raska.
Beautiful.
Josh Westrate with a super dish to Josh Westrate. So Josh has come up with 2 quick buckets, and East Brunswick's up 36-33. 3.5 minutes left to go in the third period. East Brunswick playing aggressively. Parrish off the boards, but it doesn't go.
And a big rebound by Ratska.
It was a big rebound. And he's just been inserted into the game here, having sat out the better part of this third period, and he's playing with emotion. Ryan Daly, inside.
Ooh.
Look at R.J. Davis.
RJ.
Didn't have anywhere to go, so he threw it up. And East Brunswick 38-33, 5-point margin.
Into Brown, and he misses
Doesn't go. Who gets the rebound? Reisner. Good save, and here comes East Brunswick again. They've got a lane here. Doesn't go, but Westrate, and a smart foul by Leighton there, by Leighton Parrish. That's his third foul, but it's only the third team foul.
I'll tell you,
for
I like
Hightstown.
this Ryan Daly.
He's fast. He adds quickness to
He's
East
coming
Brunswick.
on, I tell you. And David Fertig coming back in the game. And you got to feel for this young man, Dave Fertig here. He's had a super year, and the last 2 games he just hasn't been on. This could be his final game if the Bears don't win. And you just want to see him get in the game.
Well, okay. Ryan Daly is a junior, though, is he not, Phil?
I'm talking about Dave Fertig.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
You want to see Fertig catch on fire because he's been such an important part of this Bears. He deserves it.
Look at that pass inside to Raska. Dave Fertig trying to shovel it in. There's to Daly. Ryan puts it up, but it's partially blocked. So Hightstown will come down with the ball with 2 minutes left to go.
Parrish. And he brings it back out.
And he's gonna go. Bang.
Great.
James Parrish. And narrows the margin to 2 points, 38-36. East Brunswick still up. They got to get the ball past the half-court line. They do. That's Fertig. But they're on him like a... And it's stolen by Parrish.
What a player. What a player.
And Bo Henning does
What
not
a
like
player.
what he sees. Boy, what quick hands. What really quick hands here.
And what can you say? James Parrish has just put on a performance here. And I'm sitting here, Jimmy, to think of what kind of defense you can put on to stop this sensational young player. And I don't think there's any, you can't go man-to-man with him, because if you do, he's going to eat you up. And if it's his zone, he's going to bomb with the three-pointer out here. He's just a super player.
Well, he's got 19 points. Excuse me, 19 points, 9 in just this quarter alone. So this has been a really good quality quarter for James Parrish.
And I think what you got to do is Bo has to concern himself with his team playing his game. Parrish is going to get his points, no doubt about it.
Well, if I neglected to tell you the score, it is 38-38 now. The last 2 buckets, one a three-pointer by Parrish, and this layup now knots the score, 38-38. We only have 1 minute and 42 left in the third quarter. And East Brunswick, of course, has possession of the ball. But here comes that press by Hightstown, and it's been bothersome. Daly with it. Quick, fast at Raska, and it's hammered away by Leighton Parrish.
The other Parrish.
Here we go again. R.J. Davis. Hightstown very aggressive now on defense. R.J., they're giving it to him.
Ooh.
In and out, but Westrate with the rebound. Raska.
Good feed.
And East Brunswick jumps out on top again, 40-38. Minute 15 left third quarter. And they just do get over the inbound. Parrish, Reisner on him. Lost the handle, but Brown somehow gets it and puts it up
Mercy.
and in.
Mercy.
Backward shot. First 2 points for Harv Brown in the third quarter, by the way. We're tied at 40.
And the press is on.
There's Raska. He makes a quick move. And what are they going to do?
They call it a walk. Raska's foot slid out from under him. I don't know that he traveled, but they called it a walk nevertheless.
And Andy Raska now, I think, will take a rest. Sorry, that's Josh Weststraight coming out. Beck is reinserted.
And Furtick is still on the bench.
Something to note, Phil.
Yes, it is.
So the score is tied with 35 seconds left to go. Hightstown may be looking to take one here. We'll watch. They're moving it around.
Bears in the zone, content to stay in the zone right now.
Parrish holding on, and they will look for one. We're down to 15. Sitting. Looks to penetrate. 7, 6, Parrish, three-pointer, in and out. There's the rebound, 3, 2, 1, and I think they're gonna call a foul.
Foul on Parrish.
But I'll tell you what though, that was the 4th-team foul. It's not gonna be a 1-on-1. Coach Ray Clark's not happy with that, by the way, because Parrish picks up his 3rd foul, Phil. 1 second left. Fertig's back in the game. Well, East Brunswick will try to get off any shot here. Here it is. It was close. And so,
We have a game.
all that action you saw, and it's knotted up 40 to 40. 8 minutes left to. We have 8 minutes left to go in the game. It's been quite a contest.
It's been a super contest.
Really.
We've seen some spectacular plays. We've seen some great teamwork. We've for the Bears here. I tell you, the guys who've been keeping it together are the names that we don't always call. They do the journeyman's work all the time. We're talking about Andy Ratska, and we're talking about Josh Weststraight, who's been doing the job.
Phil, something to note though, that East Brunswick has been substituting freely with a playing 2, 4, 6, 8 players really. Hightstown has done very little substitution.
Well,
Could that be a difference in this quarter?
It could be, but if they've been playing like this, you have a feeling they've been doing this all year. And they're probably in condition enough to take it in the fourth quarter. These guys are no slouches, Jim.
Okay. All right, we're about ready to go. If you have to take a Dramamine for the last 8 minutes to prevent dizziness, go ahead and do it now. Hightstown gets the ball. They're going to inbound here. Bears did a pretty good job on Harv Brown. He only had 2 points that quarter. Okay, here we go. Sitting.
Double dribble.
Momentary lapse in concentration there. And boy, I'll tell you what, in a game like this, that could be crucial. We'll have to watch. Fertig with just 5 points.
Ooh,
and it's stolen again by Parrish.
Who else?
Boy, that's happened. What a move there.
Ooh, mercy.
Got right around
Mercy,
R.J.
mercy.
Davis. And Hightstown goes up 42-40. And almost another steal. East Brunswick getting careless. Reisner stops and shoots. Doesn't make it. Fertig tries to get the rebound, but
Good
it doesn't
hustle by
go.
Fertig. Doesn't go down. You're right.
Here we go again. Harv Brown outside with it. Trying to get it inside to Parrish. There's Beck on Brown. Brown with just enough quickness to get around Dave Beck and at least get a shot off.
Just this a tad bit quicker, you're right.
Beck picks up his 3rd foul. Brown sinks the first one.
And Harv Brown, the 6'4" senior for Hightstown, has done a yeoman's job himself tonight.
And he misses the second one, so East Brunswick down by 3, 43-40. Under 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Fertig wants to shoot, can't find room. Now he puts it up, and it's somehow gets it in. Boy, he hasn't had room to shoot all night either.
He had to have that basket.
Okay, the margin cut to 1, 43-42. This is Lane Parrish, puts it inside. And what are they going to call here?
Offense.
Offensive foul.
I'll tell you, you had to hold your breath because you saw Beck standing around him, and that would have been Beck's fourth.
And let's look at this. Third foul, I believe, on Leighton Parrish. So East Brunswick now looking to take the lead. They're down by 1, 43-42. Parrish steals again. Guy's been unbelievable tonight. He really has.
Easily the best performance we've seen by an individual this year, Jimmy. Easily.
Boy, you think East Brunswick would learn to watch, keep an eye out for Parrish if he's even close to the basket. And here he is again. Misses. Beck gets a rebound, and now Lane Parrish picks up his fourth foul. And now you got to be concerned for Hightstown. Lane Parrish, we've noted before, Phil, they've been playing basically with a 5-man lineup.
That's right.
And you got to wonder if anything's going to drop off.
Do they have any depth? Good question.
Coach Ray Clark electing not to substitute at this point. And that was the 15th foul, so Beck is at the line with 1-1. Makes the first one. So we have a tie game here, 43-43. Two important shots by Dave Beck. And East Brunswick again on top, 44-43.
Bears pressing, Fertig pressing right now.
You haven't seen too much pressure by East Brunswick tonight.
They're switching defenses, trying to make something happen. They fall back into the zone now.
James Parrish, Nadelman. That's Sinton. Looking for Harv Brown inside. Can't find him. There's Leighton Parrish. That's Forte.
Blocked.
Yep, Dave Beck, partial block, so Forte comes up with it. Over to Reisner. Fakes it, drives, and a soft shot up the bucket. And Mike Reisner gets his first 2 points of the second half. And East Brunswick now with a 46-43 lead.
Fertig with a steal.
Almost. And what are they going to call? I think they're going to call a foul on Nadelman here. No.
They're calling the ball off David Fertig.
Almost a steal.
Good hustle.
.5:20 left to go in the game. East Brunswick by 3. Harv Brown, who really hasn't been in the action like he was in the first half. Sitting, call for travel.
Right. Took that little first step.
Let's see now. And with Leighton Parrish in his fourth foul, Hightstown elects to back off. Peter Forte, sophomore, bringing the ball up for East Brunswick. And they lead 46-43, 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Winner advances to a second round matchup.
And I'll tell you, the Hightstown's doing a diamond and 2 right now. They're playing zone except for Reisner and Fertig. They have been chasing them all over the court.
Fertig. East Brunswick really doesn't have to pressure it. Raska, and he puts it in. A big bucket by Andy Raska. 48-43, East Brunswick. Ooh. Almost a steal. Here's Parrish. Whips it over to the right side to his brother Leighton, Sinton. Players all over the place. Parrish is down, holding his knee, Phil. What do we got here? Ball went off Hightstown, by the way, and East Brunswick's going to get possession.
And we have an injury.
And Hightstown calls its timeout here. Leighton Parrish, we're looking at, James Parrish, I can't get it straight, is limping a little bit. And with this timeout, let's once again go over to the East Brunswick huddle and listen in on Bo Henning.
If they're in the triangle and 2, I want you to stand out front with the ball until they go man-to-man. Okay, let's make them play man-to-man against that. When they go man-to-man, we will go right into Princeton, okay? Princeton, you hear me? Right into a Princeton set. Nothing shows on the first time, turn it over. I think what'll be there is the high-low, but don't force it out of Princeton. Okay, coming out right now against their press. Coming out against their press. Make sure we look over the top as well on that diamond. Peter gets some depth, okay, and get open against this thing. If he's not open after a 2 count, 2-man, then 3-man, okay?
Who do you want on this?
Okay. Excuse me?
Who do you want on this on Princeton?
On
What do you
Princeton, I
think,
want you
Phil?
on the foul line, okay? 1, 2, 3.
So there you hear it.
Well, what Bo simply says that if they're in that diamond and 2, he wants to bring them out into man-to-man. If they go to man-to-man, they want to go to Princeton. I don't know what Princeton is. Probably the backdoor play, though.
Well, we're
Jim.
going to watch. Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
Forte brings it up. And puts it up. Let's see. Who has it? All right, that's sitting. Parrish with the ball. 48-43, East Brunswick. We're under 4 minutes now. 3:40 to be exact. And Hightstown moving a lot slower, Phil. There's Parrish, and he's going to put it up. It's off the mark, but Harv Brown there is with the board.
Ooh,
And I know they're going to get Dave Beck on this one.
that's Dave Beck's 4th foul.
4th foul. And with 3.5 minutes left, I think Henning has a sense of wanting to save Beck just in case. So he rests him, and Josh Westrate will come into the ball game. So Harv Brown, 14 points in the game, makes the first. Phil, you say he's averaging 17?
He's averaging 17 points a game.
He's got 15 right now. And out on the second one. Good box out by Raska. And here comes East Brunswick with a 4-point lead, 48-44.
Great pass
Great
by-
pass to by Pete Forte. Gets the ball to Raska. What a wonderful pass that was.
Super heads-up play by.
And 50-44 East Brunswick by 6 points now. Almost stolen. We've noted before, these are the games where varsity players mature during the pressure situations, and that has to help Pete Forte's confidence. He's played a solid game. Woo! Leighton, blocked by Raska. And maybe this experience is coming to the fore now for East Brunswick. Forte. East Brunswick with a 6-point lead. There's Reisner. He hits this one, boy. Doesn't fall. Parrish looking to go inside. Stops and shoves.
Ooh,
And he puts it
backboard
in. They call a foul on there. Reisner looks at the official like, what did I do?
I'll tell you, there's a book I read when I was in grammar school called Backboard Magic, and that's what Parrish did just that time. Pulled up and hit it off the backboard and drew the foul as well.
Big bucket, needless to say. 50-46, East Brunswick only a 4-point margin now. Leighton Parrish finally sits down, and we have a substitution. Dan Stewart, number 33, comes in. No, Parrish misses that one.
Oh no, it's a rough call. Both players did grab the ball, but they didn't move their feet. You know, give me a break.
2:39 left to go. Ferdig steals, and we got a 2-on-1. Forte is going to take it all the way. Big bucket.
Great acceleration by Peter Forte. A good feed by Ferdig.
52-46, East Brunswick. And they're going to lose this one. And Hightstown, I have to say, Phil, I don't know whether it's fatigue or what, but they just don't have the same concentration.
It could be the fatigue factor. You brought it up earlier in the third quarter that it could be catching up with them. They've gotten a little sloppy.
Forte, of course, taking his time. He's been a big difference to me.
He drew the foul.
He really has played an excellent game here.
And Bo Henning calls Pete Forte to the side. Not a shot I don't think that he wanted him to take, but nevertheless, he drew the foul.
That foul. Well, let's see now. Who was that foul on? We've got number 10 up there on the board, but there's no number 10 on the court. And Forte misses the first one. So he'll have another.
There's a 10 on the floor, Jim.
Okay, and there he is. All right, we found him. Brian Chester. And Forte sinks the second one. And now East Brunswick up 53-46. That's a 7-point margin. In 2 minutes, a big steal by Ferdig. Boy, a big one there. And now
Big
East
steal.
Brunswick 55-46, 9-point bulge. 2 minutes left to go. And Hightstown is falling apart here. Parrish is down. He's holding his left side. Ball doesn't fall. East Brunswick, official now stops it with East Brunswick in possession. And James Parrish, we mentioned, went down rather hard. He's holding his right side.
Well, he's been banged up tonight. He's put on a superb performance, and we hope the young man's okay because he's just a sensational player. I don't know where he's going to be next year, but he can play for a lot of teams.
Yep, 24 points on the night. You mentioned it, John. We've seen a couple of good performances this year, but not quite like this one.
Nobody's put on a performance like James Parrish has put on the night, so you really hope the young man gets up and that he is okay. But
meanwhile, with East Brunswick holding its biggest lead of the night, 55-46. Only a minute 51 left to go in the game. Seemingly comfortable lead.
Yeah, you see Phil Hostler rubbing him over there, and also the guy in the white shirt there is Ray Clark. And Ray Clark is the coach of this Hightstown team. He's in his second year coaching his team, but he coached the girls varsity for 15 years, Jimmy.
Quite a bit of experience.
Quite a Vicky Pashat, I believe, is one of his former players, a star for Rutgers.
Right.
And there you go. There's the young man. He is up, and he's limping off the court, but appears to be.
Well, he's going to have to leave here, it looks
sure.
like. And
there is no tomorrow, of course, I mean, for the loser of this game. So it might be premature to say that he's gone for the game.
well, are we too premature to talk about what East Brunswick might face if they win this game?
Yes, we are. Let's wait a second.
Okay. All right. So the Bears now, Pete Forte, who I mentioned played an excellent game here in the fourth quarter. Official calls him for carrying the ball, though. So Hightstown will maintain possession here. Harv Brown with the ball. He's going to have to do it himself here with Parrish. Lane Parrish. No good. East Brunswick rebound. Forte pushes it up. There's Ferdig. And East Brunswick looks like they're going to wait it out. Reisner. Ferdig dribbling around. Whips it out over to Westrate. Over to the corner. There's Ferdig again.
Well, James, we may not have known what the Princeton is, but we certainly know what the North Carolina is.
And Ferdig puts a cover on it with a 57-46 two-pointer. And it's under a minute left, and I think this game is in the bag for East Brunswick.
And blocked.
Here comes Raska. Let's see what he's going to do.
Oh, he had to.
Well, it was worth a shot, huh?
He had to go for it. I
Sure.
mean, hey, he had to go for it.
Yep, it was worth a shot. Parrish is called for the foul, by the way, and so he exits the game. Poe Henning bows his head.
He won't begrudge the young man. Take my word.
I don't think he will. All right, Hightstown gets a minute to reinsert a player. But you know that Parrish was not going to allow Raska a free ride to that bucket. All right, that's obviously an intentional foul, so Andy's going to get 2 shots.
And speaking of Parrish, James Parrish is back in the game.
Raska short on the first one.
And as you look at Andy Raska, who's missed that shot, he's played a super game tonight. As I say, it's been not the normal players that you think of, the stars, but the steady workers. He missed both of them, but
right.
Andy Raska's been a real important part of this victory tonight.
And East Brunswick retains possession, of course. Well, let's look ahead now with 49 seconds left. East Brunswick will play travel to Trenton to take on the second-seeded Tornadoes. Beck.
And Brown fouls.
Gee, I thought for a moment Dave was going to go for a stuff. Harv Brown on that foul. Well, he's really sort of disappeared this half. Beck misses his first. Makes the second. And East Brunswick now with its biggest lead, 58-46. There's Reisner. He gets the steal. And out of frustration more than anything else, James Parrish whacks Reisner across the arm. It's a hard game to figure, Phil.
It is. It really is.
You know, I get the sense that East Brunswick is pleased to advance. Certainly this 58-46 score is not indicative of the way East Brunswick, you know, of the closeness of this game. But I think they would have liked to have done things a little easier.
I think they just want the big W.
Okay.
It's been a tough game. They played, this Hightstown team is no slouch. They played a super game. And I think the Bears are glad to have the opportunity to meet Trenton.
And these are extra points, if you will. 60-46 East Brunswick now. 30 seconds left to go. Parrish elects not to shoot. Nadelman, there's Harv Brown, misses everything.
He's tired.
And that sort of accentuates what this fourth quarter has been for Hightstown. Ferdig puts it up and in. All garbage points here, 62-46, 16 seconds. East Brunswick will bring its record to 19-7 with this victory. Nadelman puts it in. And who would have thought, Phil, that East Brunswick, with this victory, 62-48, would have an opportunity to possibly win 20 games this year,
You're right,
huh?
Jim. You're right, Jim.
Wonderful victory when you think about it.
And you see Bo Henning and Ray Clark convincing at the midcourt there, and the team exchanging pleasantries. I tell you, a super win for the Bears, and a few things stick out in my mind, Jimmy, and a few of the big plays. A couple of the big plays was about at the 3-minute mark. Andy Ratska coming up with that big block, and then about at the 2:05 mark, you had Dave Ferdig, who didn't have a particularly good game, coming up with a big steal. Josh Weststraight playing a good game. And what can you say about Parrish for Hightstown? He played a super game. I think he had about 25 points.
Close to it.
And but a big opportunity for the Bears. They're going down to meet Trenton, who's only won 43 consecutive games on their home court, James. So it's a formidable task, but
isn't it nice to have that opportunity to play,
It's nice to have that opportunity. You got to remember, just a few weeks ago, Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. Anything can happen. I heard Ray Clark speaking to Bo Henning earlier, and he was saying that, listen, we had Trenton. We had Trenton beat, and we just let him get off the hook, so anything can happen.
Right. Well, that's going to do it this evening. East Brunswick advancing with a 62-48 victory over Hightstown in this opening round of the Central Jersey Group 4 state tournament. And that's going to do it for our winter high school sports coverage this year. We're glad that you could join us this year. We'd like to thank East Brunswick Athletic Director Frank Knoppenberger, Principal Charles King for all the help they've given us. And let's not forget our cohort here, John Migliaro, who couldn't make it tonight. John's done an excellent job for us.
And we got a few more people. Mike Blumby, who does everything here at East Brunswick. We got to thank him. And, of course, our special crew here, Dave.
Cameraman Ambrosi.
Ambrosi. Pete.
Canamessa.
And
our production head.
And our good friend Scott.
Right, absolutely. And let's not forget Michelle Katz for helping us out with statistics. Did we miss anybody, Peter? I don't think. He's nodding his head no. Okay, so that's going to do it this evening. Again, East Brunswick 62-48. They will play Trenton later this week. For Phil Hill, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thanks for joining us.